Boog Suzuki to be playing in the big leagues yet again. He will play his first game today as he was reinstated from the 10-day IL after beginning the season with a knee injury. So corresponding roster moves: Dylan Carlson designated for assignment. Also, Phil Maton placed on the 15-day IL with a right knee tendonitis issue, and then right-handed pitcher Ethan Roberts has been recalled. As for Phil, this is something he's been feeling for majority of this season. They started noticing a drop in velocity. That's when they realized, okay, we have to do something about this. They don't think it's too serious. Hopefully, at the back end of this 15-day IL, he will be good to go.
All right, so Maton on the IL, Seiya is back, and a Friday with Shota on the hill, JD.
Yeah, one of the things we've noted is the uptick in velocity so far this year versus 2025, and that's really good news. Much better when he's sitting around 92, 93 miles an hour as opposed to 90. And because of it, I think he's getting a lot of swing and miss. Chase rate better than 37% so far this year for the crafty left-hander.
You watch him warming up, and one of the things that you'll notice throughout the game is he's basically eliminated that pause. He's leaned on velocity. His velocity is up this year, so there's less of a hesitation as he goes through his motion. And a team that he has, at least thus far in his brief big league career, really handled, the Pittsburgh Pirates. We check out their lineup. It is brought to you by Ford, and it will be Nick York top of the order, then Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan Reynolds will hit third. Ozuna Gonzalez Cruz is in the center field spot, and he'll hit sixth. Connor Griffin, their prize shortstop, hits seventh. Joey Bart will hit in the eighth spot, and Billy Cook is hitting ninth. So we're ready to go. Imanaga and the Cubs against the Pirates. Quick three-game homestand, and here we go. And the first offering in for a strike, says Roberto Ortiz.
And we talk so much about Shota and his ability to work the top of the strike zone, but start at the knees, climb the ladder can be a very effective way for him to go.
That one in the dirt. He's been throwing harder, JD, but he has been throwing fewer fastballs.
A lot of splits, sweeper usage is up. An occasional two-seamer, occasional get-over curveball.
On the ground, softly hit. Swanson charges, steals the ball and throws him out. I was mentioning that Imanaga has fared well against the Pirates in his career. You got to mention 26 innings, and he's given up one run, and it was on a homer. So when you're talking about an 0.35 ERA, and included in that combined no-hitter September 4th of 2024, pretty impressive what he's done against the Buccos.
Yeah, you know, the personnel has changed a little bit. They seem a little more potent this year, but you would think there's a pretty good reservoir of confidence for Shota when he takes them out against these Pirate boys.
Ryan O'Hearn here. Check swing, called strike. That one at 93. O'Hearn, originally drafted by the Royals, last year with the Orioles was an all-star. It's that hard on the ground. One hop collected by Nico. Two down. Cubs have one of the best infield defenses in all of baseball, one of the better defenses in all of baseball. They won the National League Gold Glove as a team last year. Bregman's won a Gold Glove in his career. Dansby's won a couple. Michael Busch continues to get better at first base, and of course Nico won his second Gold Glove last year. It's Brian Reynolds, switch hitter, batting right, and there's a strike. Was it?
Are you tapping your head over there?
I'm tapping my head over here.
Challenging. This challenge brought to you by Boog.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss.
A really well executed splitter there. You saw Carson Kelly slide out over the outside corner. Just a little fader down and away.
0-2 Imanaga working with Carson Kelly. And that's in the dirt. JD, the first pitch was not a strike. The guys in the truck just challenged it for me.
So you still
offline.
You still have
I still have 2 left.
Yep.
Reynolds, who was originally drafted by the Giants in 2016. The 1-2. That's lashed foul and out of play. And Brian came over in the deal that sent Andrew McCutchen to San Francisco. He's been kind of their mainstay in their lineup in the middle of their order.
Had a chance to become a free agent, decided to stay in Pittsburgh, signed a long-term deal a couple of years back.
In the air, right field. Nico gives way. Seiya, welcome back. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. The Cubs will come up to hit when we come back. Cubs. And let's take a look at the lineup. Nico Hoerner in the top spot, followed by Michael Busch and Alex Bregman. Happ back in the lineup following a couple of games out with that heel bruise. Seiya Suzuki, welcome back Seiya. Then PCA, Kelly Ballesteros, and Dansby Swanson will hit 9th. Nico off to a fast start. JD, he has swung and missed at a pitch in zone once so far this year, and this guy's on the mound.
Yeah, Carmen Mlodzinski, you see the spelling there, M-L-O-D-Z-I-N-S-K-I, Mlodzinski. You know, we're told by an informed source that M-L-O-D in Polish means young. So he's a young Mlodzinski. First round pick out of University of South Carolina. That was in 2020, 31st overall. Pitched both as a starter and a reliever in his career.
111 appearances, 194 and 2/3 innings for Carmen Mlodzinski, and a 3.28 ERA.
Yeah, we've seen a good bit of him in the last couple of years. Last year as a starting pitcher had an ERA just under 5, 4.99 to be precise. Out of the bullpen it was a 2.15. They like his stuff. He's got a good mix of pitches, and they're hoping he can take a big step forward.
2-1 is laced right back up the middle. Nico Hoerner with a single. Stay hot, Nico.
You know, he just missed hitting for a cycle the other night in Tampa, and here he goes off to a great start here this afternoon. Got a fastball to his liking, kind of a two-seamer moving in on him a little bit. He just says, I got this. Pulls the hands in a little bit. And just another line drive for Nico Hoerner.
Hoerner 5 for 5 in a stolen base department, and here is Michael Busch. No score, just getting going on a Friday at Wrigley. As Busch takes a whack at the first one and fouls it back. Michael off to a slow start at 140, but showing some signs in the middle game of that series.
Yeah, he hit 3 balls really well in that series. A couple that had a chance to leave the ballpark. But he's still looking for that first long ball of the year. Wind is up out of the north here this afternoon, blowing in from left.
Oh, 0-1 on Michael Busch. Hoerner at first. O'Hearn holds him on. The breaking ball does not find the spot. 1-1 now. Busch 34 homers last year. At 21 the season before that, his first full year as a Cub. Carmen Mlodzinski and the Pirates, their starting pitching has been pretty good. Last year their pitching was good. I mean, they had the 7th best team ERA in the majors.
Paul Skeens and Mitch Keller front that rotation. We will not see them this weekend, but behind them they got some talented arms, and I think that's kind of why they were a little bit more aggressive going out trying to improve this roster. And you know, we'll see where it ends up for the Pirates. I assume they'll be better than they were last year, but as you mentioned, they were good in the second half of 2025.
Yeah, they went 32 and 33. Here comes a 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. It's his third base umpire, Jim Wolf.
Come on, Wolfman. I'm not going to clap for the Wolfman on this occasion.
I'm with you. I didn't think he went.
And might be time to steal a bag here for Nico.
In for a strike to Alex Bregman. Bregman, one of the things we have seen on display right from the jump, the lack of chase, knowledge of the strike zone. It's in there.
On this occasion, he's taken a couple of fastballs that he probably wish he could see again.
The 0-2 on the ground. That's to third. York to second. On to first, 2. An inning-ending double play. And possibilities. Showed back to work. And he will face Marcell Ozuna. Big Bear is off to a sluggish start. 2 for 31.
One might argue a non-sluggish start.
Well played.
He's had a heck of a career, like this season at age 35.
Closing in on 300 homers.
Taking a shot at that outside edge. Just missed.
Imanaga 2-0 on Ozuna. And that's in there.
You know, Ozuna has the most home runs all time among National League designated hitters.
The 2-1.
That's a good trivia question you can ask your friends tonight.
No doubt.
DH has been around since 2022 full time in the senior circuit.
All right, so I got one for you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's, you know how Jed Hoyer watched every single ground ball Dansby Swanson took before he signed him as a free agent? I want to go back to 2017 and watch every fly ball that Marcell Ozuna went after to understand how he won a Gold Glove. Center field and Pete Crow Armstrong. Him and Christian Yelich have both won Gold Gloves, T-Mac.
When you ask certain people, they'll tell you, you know, if you have a good bat, that means you have a good glove, too.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they've somewhat fixed that.
Yeah.
There's a statistical component to it now, but yeah, that Gold Glove award used to always kind of fall to the guy who had the best offensive season.
And I love Marcell Ozuna, like as a hitter and just a personality. I'm just saying. For lack of better theories, I like Taylor's.
What year did he win the Gold Glove?
2017 when he was with the Marlins.
Well, he had 312 that year, 37 home runs, and drove in 124 runs. So
again, I like Taylor's theory. Gonzalez swings and misses at a splitter. Shota rubbing up the baseball here as the Cubs rock their City Connects on a Friday. What's better than Wrigley on a Friday afternoon?
nothing.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And there's 2 away to bring up O'Neal Cruz.
And they just kept throwing that splitter, and Gonzalez obviously not seeing it well, continued to chase.
So here's Cruz at the plate.
Yeah, we're talking about a very small sample here, but his numbers against lefties this year really remarkable given his track record. Last year he had 102 against left-handed pitching, hit just 1 home run so far this year. He's 7 out of 13 with 3 bombs.
It's crazy. I mean, what do you do with it?
Well, you expect it to regress first and foremost, and then but if it doesn't, then you obviously the guy's made a big time adjustment.
Showdown to 1-1. Well, he's a mountain of a man. He goes 6'7", 248. Originally signed by the Dodgers for a shade under $1 million in 2015. He came to the Pirates in 2017 for Tony Watson.
Crafty lefty reliever.
That's in there for a strike. Love Tony Watson. Put your hands together for Mr. Tony Watson. 2-2. Love Shota shaking his head.
I see it. I see you laying off my sweeper.
3-2. What's he go with? Off speed. Craig Counsell last year, might have even been the year before, but he talked about Shota Imanaga and said how he's one of those rare guys that is able to demonstrate on the field the joy and the competitiveness. You usually only get one from a guy, right? And it's usually more the competitiveness. But you're able to see both with him all at once. The smile and the fun, and you can tell how hard he's competing.
Yeah, he's got a real light way about him, a great personality, but he's a very good competitor.
Three balls, 2 strikes. And O'Neill Cruz hanging in there.
One thing he hasn't done is try to run a fastball in on his hands. The fastballs have been away. That one splitter actually drifted inside a little bit.
Obviously going with pitch com there. It's one of the first times I've seen him use it. 3-2. Oh, he tried it. Imanaga thought it was the strike.
Shota trying to walk it off here. Carson Kelly decides not to challenge. It's right on the edge. I mean, it's not a bad no challenge, if that's proper terminology. 2 outs, 2nd inning, nobody on base on a borderline pitch. Cannot fault Carson Kelly for not challenging that.
There's Connor Griffin now. It's flared foul the other way. Connor with a K. 19 years old. Doubled in his first big league plate appearance. He's got Pirate fans excited. Signed a contract extension. Those minor league numbers are pretty decent. That was last year, and then he played 5 games at AAA. And they said, nope, you've had enough down there. 0-2.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2024, signed at the end of July, and then made his professional debut last year, put up those gaudy numbers. And I think the strategy all along was for him to make his debut in their home opener. So big moment for him, big moment for Pirate fans.
Cruz steps back in. He does have a stolen base. One, 2. Fly Fly ball down the right side. That'll twist off into the seats. Griffin, who turns 20 on April 24th. Last team since Aramis in 1998. Swing and a miss. He got him with that four-seamer up in the zone. Second strikeout for Imanaga. Seiya Suzuki will make his debut when we come back. Bottom of the second, no score. Intelligence Center powered by CDW and Intel. How about fewest homers per 9 allowed by starters this year? That's by team. Pirates starters have allowed 1 home run this year in 59 2/3 innings. 1.
That's crazy.
Let's change that. Hat takes upstairs. Off speed, and that's in there. The splitter finds the mark. Majinski at 27 years old. He's from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Pitched at the University of South Carolina. Hat tracks that one all the way into the mid of Joey Bart. Two one. Majinski of 3-1, and Happ takes down and away, ball 4. And with a man aboard, the first plate appearance of the year for Seiya Suzuki.
Right fielder, number 27, Seiya Suzuki.
Well, here he is, a career-high 32 homers last year. First pitch swinging, bounces into third. Throw to second, they get the out there, and that's all they get.
That probably should have been a double play, but the throw offline and then create a little bit of a problem for the Pirates. It's out of the fielder's choice. Big high hop, but still time to turn 2 here. That throw pulls Gonzalez way off the base.
So now PCA on the ground, up with it on Hearn to second for 1, return to first, 2. I think Pete was saying, hang on, take a look at it. I don't think that the Cubs have challenged maybe once the entire year. It's been weird. Bang, bang at first. No score, into 2.
Here at Wrigley Field, a cold day. Alex Bregman, we know, takes a ton of pride in being a great baseball player, but he also takes a ton of pride in being a great horse owner. He owns a ton of horses, and when he's not busy being a dad, a business owner, a baseball player, he's a proud horse owner and loves to watch his fillies race. He owns all fillies. This was on Wednesday when the team was in Tampa. His horse, Love You Anyway, won a large purse in the race he was racing in. But the best part about this story is Dansby, Alex, and Dustin Kelly were all in the batting cage, and everybody stopped, had to watch the horse race. And as they said, it sounded like we won some major game in the playoffs when that horse crossed the finish line, because everybody was super fired up. And it wasn't just the guys in the batting cage. I mean, Craig Counsell was in on it, so it's become a fun activity for everybody in the clubhouse to follow Alex's horses.
I know Craig Counsell likes the horses, interested in it, and the Bregman family, they own 7 horses at Alex's Philly Love You Anyway. He won the 7th race at Keeneland in Lexington, Kentucky.
Is he a mutter? His father was a mutter. Mutter was a mutter. Hey, you know, Vince Lodell working down in the truck for us as a horse guy.
I know that.
Vince knows that game. It's the sport of kings, right? You know what they call it? Horse racing.
Joey Bart here. Bart, then Cook, then York. Swing and a miss. Imanaga, another strikeout. His 3rd.
Now, always a good time when you're seeing him inducing swing and miss with that split finger pitch, and we've seen a decent amount of that already here today.
Eight swings and misses already for Imanaga. I guess technically that'd be 9.
I was just going to ask you, that's considered a swing and a miss?
It is.
I think that's more than he had in his last start. Total.
He's a strikeout and fly ball pitcher. I mean, that's how he normally gets his outs. Last year, the highest fly ball rate in the majors. 1-1. And as a general idea, the runs against him come when the ball goes over the fence. No pitcher allowed a higher percentage of runs via the homer last year than Shota Imanaga.
Really likes to play that game with the splitter down, then the fastball up. You saw him use that to punch out the Griffin kid in the 2nd inning.
Two.
Every now and then, if he's not getting the action he likes on his splitter, he'll actually throw a straight change, more of a circle change. Be resourceful out there.
3-2, and he struck him out. He got him with a 93-mile-an-hour heater.
It's just a great example of pitching, slowing him down, speeding him up. Splitters at 83, fastball at 93. That fastball plays up when you've got guys chasing that splitter. They kind of stay back just a beat longer to try to recognize that pitch. By the time they see fastball and get their swing started, they're tardy. And there's the 0-0 curveball to start York. So 2nd time around the order, a different wrinkle.
Just missed. His velocity's been good so far. We've documented a number of times that when the fastball is basically at 91 and above, he's usually in pretty good shape. Towards 3rd, but foul.
Been pretty consistently 93 miles per hour here today. Talking with Craig Counsell before the game, you know, in his office, he said, can he sustain it too? You know, it's one thing to be able to throw 93 in the 1st inning. Can you do that in the 5th and 6th inning if you're still out there?
92.4 is actually a smidge above what he had averaged in his first 2 starts. It had been 92.2. Far off foul by Nick York.
It's all about that splitter though, right? Behind that fastball, out of respect of that split finger pitch. Again.
So 1-2 with 2 outs. York Originally a first-round pick in 2020 by the Red Sox. Imanaga kicks, fires.
That time a little bit more on time after seeing back-to-back fastballs. So now the question for Carson Kelly and Shota becomes, all right, now how do we go back to that splitter?
He's fouled off 4 straight. The 1-2. Got him reaching. Soft fly ball right field. Seiya is there. With Carson Kelly at the plate. It'll be Kelly and then Ballesteros and then Swanson. And the first offering missing for ball 1. Oh.
Yeah, you're not going to challenge that one at this stage.
Line drive and a base hit into right center field. And Kelly continues to hit the ball hard, especially the other way.
Yeah, it's been impressive work by Carson Kelly here in the early going. I mean, 281 batting average coming into play here this afternoon. Probably could be a little bit higher given the contact that he has made. It's nice and quiet and simple. Watch, foot down, hands back, head on it.
And he does the flaming hot Cheetos fingers celebration. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm not privy to the secrets of the clubhouse with all these secret handshakes and celebrations.
We have secret handshakes. Pitch in the dirt. I get a secret handshake with T-Mac.
Yeah.
I am not privy to this secret handshake. But you know what?
Yes.
I am privy to where the Cubs get their secret handshakes from. TikTok. So kids, if you're looking for a handshake with your buddies, just go on TikTok. Apparently that's where they get some of them. We might not know the meaning, but
Right.
at least we know the origin.
Do they call it the talk?
Some people call it the talk. It's like the gram.
Yeah.
IG, the gram, the talk.
I know it. I'm hip. T-Mac going with their City Connect puffer jacket today. 2-1. That's a strike.
Yeah, it is. Cubs have bounced into a couple of double plays already. One in the first, one in the second. Potential double play ball there. That's a pitch that Mo is really good at, driving to left center. Majinski likes his splitter too. He's been throwing a bunch of them to the lefties here today.
Ballesteros, who hit his first homer of the year in Tampa Bay. 2-2. Lays off. So now filled up. Kelly at first, nobody out. No score. We're in the third. Friday baseball from the friendly confines with Dansby Swanson in the on deck circle. Lurking. Can we say he's lurking?
He's looming. He's lurking.
He's looming. Runner goes. Pitch is lifted in the air left field. Reynolds under it and makes the catch.
Cubs a little annoyed, bouncing into a couple of double plays. Start the base runner there to stay out of a double play. Hits the ball in the air, so Kelly has to retreat to first base.
And Majinski, a guy who will get ground balls. He has so far this year.
Yeah, lifetime ground ball rate for Majinski around 47%. It's a good bit higher than league average.
Dansby at 150. Up on the scoreboard, they have this great little segment that they've taped where the kids ask players questions, and they were asking Dansby about team singing and who would be the lead singer. And then he said, you know, we'd be sort of like Boys to Men, only we'd be Cubbies to Bears.
And who did he suggest would be the lead singer?
He said PCA or JMO. And then he was asked the question, how long does it take you to do your hair? And he said, I just shower and put on a hat, no product. And it comes out pretty good. 4-pitch walk, 2 aboard, and the Cubs are in business.
Time now for the Motorola Razor replay, and the topic is first home runs of the season. It happened for 3 Cubs over in Tampa. There's PCA, there's Ballesteros getting his first, and for good measure, Nico leading out the ball game, got a hanging slider. The bats broke out nicely there that final couple games over in Tampa. Second game they banged out 16 hits.
It's always hard because I'm a dork and I love looking at the numbers, and I'm waiting. We're only 13 games plus today in to go ask Nico about his pull rate, his launch angle. All that stuff is up. He's been pulling more in the air. His launch angle is up significantly. Fewer ground balls. And I want to ask him, is that on purpose? But I'm going to wait. The 0-1. That's right through there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Thinking he'd want that one back.
Yeah, maybe hunching slider there.
Wyszynski. And that one missed. Out of hand.
I guess his primary breaking ball is more of a curve ball. I think we need to change the shape of that a little bit from the past.
This one popped up. Wyszynski gets out of the way. O'Hearn, infield fly called in a collision, and ultimately Nick York comes up with it. Whoa.
Yeah, infield fly rule. So ironically, a play that nobody really needed to catch the baseball. they end up colliding in the middle of the diamond.
Love Ryan O'Hearn just double checking to make sure it wasn't in his glove. Here's Michael Busch now. Yeah, ball 1. Kelly at second. Swanson is at first. Scoreless in the 3rd. Drilled to center field. O'Neal Cruz is back and makes the catch. Bush hit it pretty well to center. The Cubs leave a couple. We'll head to the 4th.
Hey, welcome back. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. We'll look at some of the work of Shota Imanage here today. We'll see what the Pirate hitters are up against. You see how he uses that fastball top of the zone and then the splitters down. He's been able to induce 11 swings and misses already. 6 of them coming on the split finger pitch and 5 more on that elevated fastball. That's what he do.
First one to York, or to O'Hearn, I should say. He only had 6 swings and misses in his previous start. The 2-0. That's drilled to center field. Pete Crow Armstrong is back, slowing down, and makes the catch. And it seemed like the wind was messing with that.
.7 miles per hour off the bat. O'Hearn hit it hard on the ground to second base last time, so he's had a couple good swings here. Nothing to show for it. PCA having to make a little bit of an adjustment in his route.
And then watch. He was letting you know afterwards the wind, right? Yeah, that's what it was doing. Oh, 1 to Brian Reynolds. And that missed.
He went from the controlled environment in Tampa in the dome to Wrigley, where the wind always is a factor.
The 1-1. Ripped, curling, foul. Yeah, indoors on the turf at the Trop. And there's the wind. 1-2 to Reynolds.
So Kelly set that target high. Just trying to stay out of the happy zone, trying to stay away from that mid-thigh fastball. So down around the knees and up above the hands with the heater, the chase splitter. When he throws the curveball to the righty hitters, it's almost always early in the count.
Went upstairs that time.
I'm wondering some of these long at bats, because he does induce a lot of foul balls, and that'll run the pitch count up. I wonder if he'll start to try to sprinkle in the occasional curveball late in the count to see if he could surprise a hitter with that.
2-2. Roberto Ortiz behind the plate today.
Oh, he's a Mandelbaum. He's tough. That's not going to take him out.
Imanaga listening in. He's ready. 2-2 on the way. Splitter, and Reynolds got a piece.
Throwing a lot of strikes or a lot of quality pitches with both pitches. And he's got these Pirate hitters in swing mode.
Ryan Reynolds played his college ball at Vanderbilt, won a national championship with Dansby Swanson in 2014. 2-2.
When you're a baseball player in college and you win the College World Series, you get a ring, a watch. What do you get? You must get a ring, eh?
That's a good question. Find that out. I'm gonna figure you get a replica trophy of the national championship trophy. The 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Gets away from Kelly. He'll pick it up and throw to first to finish it off. Hey, time now to play Mound Ball. It's presented by Tasty Trade. If the ball stayed on the mound, Cubs season ticket holder Jason Wagner would have won the $3,000 Tasty Trade jackpot. But, it was so promising.
Goodness, how does that not stay on?
Wow. Didn't happen.
You got to be kidding me.
Jason, I'm sorry. Tasty Trade, stocks, options, futures, crypto. Should put some more backspin on that ball.
Man, Taylor, look out!
I can't even hear you guys because I had to duck so hard and my IFB fell out.
All right, let's talk about her. Let's talk behind her back. You're going to talk behind her back?
Right.
Oh, there she is.
Hear me now?
Didn't hear me now.
There we go.
There she is. Are you okay?
Okay.
Everything is fine.
Everybody down there good?
No Cardinal fans, okay?
No Cardinal fans.
That had some heat on it.
That did. I had to go like this. Ricochet all over your netting. We're good. We're good.
So there's a host of people down there, but do they just automatically by default give you the baseball whenever that happens?
Yeah, there's
you
some
always end up with it. Yeah.
kind people. Yeah.
Does anybody battle you for it?
There have been some people who battle. It's usually just the fans yelling.
Right.
And then somebody's kind enough to hand it to them. Can you see me?
Oh my gosh, is that ricocheting?
Could you see me covering my head?
Yeah.
By the way, I was Googling whether or not teams get a College World Series ring, and according to my Google calculations, they in fact do.
All right.
I was looking at the ring from when Tennessee won a couple years ago.
In there, Imanaga with 6 strikeouts as he freezes Ozuna, and he is set down 7 straight. But 8, 9, or 10 a.m. for highlights from today's game, or catch it anytime on Marquee app or YouTube. You really just took that out of the bathroom, didn't you?
I thought it was appropriate given what we know about the Pirates.
And it's sort of like we're stealing their mojo.
That's right.
Did I tell you how much I love it?
We got to get a little something going here offensively. Shoda's doing his piece.
Taylor, by the way, I reached out to a College World Series winner. Now, this is back in the olden days, but you do get a ring. Can confirm. That one falling. Cruz. And he made the catch. What a play. He came sprinting in and steals a little flare hit from Alex Bregman.
Yeah, looked promising. Big long legs, great speed, and gets there just in the nick of time. You know, his numbers aren't good. The metrics, he has struggled out there in center field. He certainly has the skills, though, right? He can really run. He's got a cannon for an arm. Sometimes the reads and the routes are a bit of a problem for him.
One down, and here's Ian Happ. Still no score. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Well, Connor Griffin is a big cat. He goes about 6'3", 6'4", 225. That one up the middle. There's Griffin. Dives, picks it up, goes to first, and he got him. Okay. This is probably not the time for me to ask whether they're going to keep him at shortstop, right?
Yeah, probably not. Jose Javier down at first base, the first base coach for the Cubs. So let's take a look, and Craig Counsell agrees. Ian Happ missed a couple days. He's got a bruised heel, busting it down the line, and I think he's going to be safe.
Come on, Alan Porter, talk to us.
Chicago is challenging the outlaw at first base.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
It's in there.
I got safe, JD.
I got safe. The hair of my chinny chin chin.
It's so funny in modern sports. I mean, they put Craig Counsell going with the earmuff signal, and as soon as he does it, the crowd responds with, yeah.
After review, call to field's overturned. The runner is safe. Chicago retains their challenge.
Cubs had the leadoff man reach in each of the first 3 innings. Couldn't do anything with it. Now a 1-out single here for Ian Happ. See if I can do some damage.
Well, one of the things, if you're looking for the ball in play off the bat of Seiya Suzuki, last year when he pulled the ball, he had the 3rd highest slugging percentage in the National League. Look at the top two guys, Schwarber and Ohtani. But will take a base hit to right field as well. Hack will stop at second, and Seiya with his first hit of the year. Welcome back.
It's a 500 hitter right there, Boog. And they go up top of the fastball. It's off the outside edge, down towards the end of the bat. A lot of room on the right side of the infield with Gonzalez pitching towards second base. Or York, excuse me. No, Gonzalez. He got it right the first time.
JD, PCA has bounced into a couple of double plays this year. One today, one in the last game.
Yeah.
He bounced into one all of last year.
Yeah, it's something he rarely does. Because he's really fast, Boog. On both occasions, the ball was on the ground hard.
Yeah.
Medium pace ground ball, it's going to be very difficult to double him up. Ball with a little pace, they got a shot.
Two on, one out. And PCA, another guy like Seiya last year. A lot of pull in the air, and when he did, it went well. Fly ball right field. Cook makes the catch. Happ racing for third, and it's offline. Ian moves up. 2 outs, runners at the corners for the Cubs. Where do you get that on the bat?
Oh, looked like it had some backspin. It's a splitter. He knew it immediately that he didn't square it up.
Yeah.
Cook showing a pretty strong arm out there in right field. Offline, but plenty on that throw.
Carson Kelly a single his first time, trying to deliver the Cubs the lead. And ball one. Kelly second on the team in hard hit rate. One of the things we saw with him last year, he's got a good idea of the strike zone. He's been taking his walks. It's off the end of the bat and foul. 1-1 on Carson. Baczynski. Tap at third. It's Suzuki at first. The 2-1. The 2-2. Check swing at a pitch inside. Didn't go. That's Alex McKay.
Yeah, good try there. They ran a sinker in on his hands at 95 miles per hour. So Bart set up over the inside corner. Carson able to check it up. Go time for Seiya.
Triple foul.
Come back, Seiya.
Pants super baggy for Seiya. I think he's wearing the knee brace, right?
I don't know. Looks like it.
Outside, ball 4, and they are loaded.
Feels like a mound visit time, doesn't it?
We have a new pitching coach, Bill Murphy, who came over from the Astros.
Chance for Ballesteros to be a hero here.
Ripped out into left center field, but right there is Reynolds to make the catch. Mo hit it on the button. Cubs leave him loaded. We're headed extra base hits. The origin story is kind of funny. There's a T-shirt that Fanatics put out that said "Hoist the Cone." Now, whether they meant to do that or not is up for some dispute. Some said that they were saying they were supposed to say "Hoist the Colors," but anyway, there's the T-shirt that they were selling that said "Hoist the Cone."
Yeah. Well, I know that "Hoist the Colors" is a thing with the Pirates. Because, they do that whole video from Pirates of the Caribbean, and
so they got creative and they started hoisting a traffic cone. And so I'm sitting here and my partner comes back. Now I will say in the men's room, I did notice earlier, there's their cone. There's our cone.
Got a cone of our own. It says wet floor on us. Hopefully nobody slips. It might be liable.
Yeah. By the way, just so you know, it's illegal to steal a traffic cone. $50 fine. So
don't be
doing it.
See, this is not a traffic cone.
No,
this is
it's a wet floor. Fine's only $10 for that.
We should name it David.
I like it. So right here with I'm going to get my water out of the shot. David Cone. Line caught at third. Bregman.
Gonzalez hits a lot of line drives. He can really swing the bat. That's a hang with him for him. Alex Bregman perfectly positioned for out number 1. Hit many balls hard off Shota here today. Vern last time up hit it well to center. This one hit right on the screws, but there's Alex Bregman, Johnny on the spot.
And now O'Neill Cruz.
Well, Boog, you mentioned stealing a cone is illegal. So there was a news outlet in Pittsburgh that had to put out a story reminding people, hey folks, we know this trend in Pittsburgh is fun and we love supporting the Pirates, but just remember, this is illegal.
And you also have to pay to replace the cone if you steal the cone. That one has a Pirate logo on it.
Why is Cal Raleigh in the Pirate dugout, by the way?
Pretty good.
Right? Kind of looks like Cal Raleigh, doesn't he?
One-two. And Imanaga gets Cruz reaching.
Yeah, one of the themes of the day here, and not really anything all that exciting, but foul balls. There's been a ton of foul balls.
Yep. So his pitch count is climbing, yes, despite the fact that he has pitched very well. There's another.
There's not a lot of base hit yet, just the one base runner. He walked Cruz after a lengthy battle back in the second.
About a third of the pitches that he's thrown have been fouled off.
So Connor Griffin, when he made his big league debut, first at bat, whacks this double into the alley there. And look at the guys in the bullpen. They've got their cone. They got one in the bullpen. They've got one in the dugout, and then he got the honor of carrying the cone back to the clubhouse after the game.
JD, you see the Pirates on their left uniform sleeve. They have a number 9 on there, honoring the late great Bill Mazeroski. Connor Griffin was signed by Darren Mazeroski, his son. He's a Pirate scout.
That's cool.
A 1-1. In the air out towards left center. Hat is there. Imanaga gets him 1-2-3 again. 10 in a row.
The Pirates trip to Philly and then right back to Wrigley for the Metropolitans. And then I think the Phillies come in right after the Mets, right? So within a span of a week, we'll finish the season series with the Titans.
Dansby Swanson here, walked his first time. Swanson, then Hornet and Bush, as the Cubs and the Pirates are scoreless here in the last of the 5th. Boog Sciambi, Jim DeShays, and Taylor McGregor. And David Cone. Lash towards the right center field or the right field corner, and that one will get out of play.
Majinski with just the 1 strikeout. He got Michael Bush back in the 1st. He's issued 3 walks, 4 hits. They've all been singles. Got a couple double play balls, so he's sitting at 60 pitches here. So his pitch count is in much better shape than Shoda's. Hasn't been as pretty or as dominating, but still throwing bagels up there on the scoreboard.
Popped up right side. Gonzalez calls off O'Hearn, and 1 down.
This is the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra. With the most standard features of any sedan in its class, it means you can have your cake and drive it too. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get a low $289 per month lease on Sentra.
1 out, base is empty. If you're up here in the press box, by the way, just you go into the men's room, be careful. It's slippery, and we took the,
when I removed the David Cone, I checked and the floor was no longer slippery. I had one of these in my dorm room in college, the Cone. I don't know why.
So you stole it?
Yes.
When I was in college, do you remember the short-lived sports newspaper, The National?
Oh, yeah, I love The National.
So I love The National. I got to meet Frank DeFord when he was the editor. One night, my buddies, my roommates went out and might have had a couple in them. And as a gift, they stole a National newspaper dispenser.
The whole dispenser?
The whole thing for me. So I didn't. They did. I'm not going to name their names. And then, like 6 months later, the National went under. And we had left it outside against the lamppost, and people just left it there because they assumed it was supposed to be there.
It's a working newspaper dispenser.
And I wasn't living there anymore. And then once I saw that the National went out of business, I just got on a dead sprint to go run to recover the National dispenser, and it was gone. It's a real regret.
So for you younger people, newspaper is a printed paper with information in it, and this one was dedicated solely to sports.
Yes.
And a dispenser was a machine that you put the money in, open the little drawer, and pull out the paper. Those don't exist anymore either.
Check swing. Didn't go. That's Jim Wolf. And if you're at it, make sure you ask your parents what a phone booth is.
And you might want to Google Frank DeFord too. Marvelous career.
An amazing writer. On the ground, they had him played perfectly. Eagles, Bush is out.
I should go return the cone, huh? I don't want to.
So subtweeting is basically you're talking about somebody, but you don't at them. And sometimes I feel like you guys are subtweeting me in your conversations when you say the young kids. Young kids don't know.
Taylor, I think that's
fair.
That's fair and well done. It is a verbal subtweet. Yes. Joey Bart now. And that's in for a strike. Bart doing the catching, splitting time with Henry Davis. The Pirates last year, their main issue was scoring. They were last in the majors in runs, in slug, and in homers. And Don Kelly knows you can have all the pitching and defense that you want. You got to score.
Yeah, you still got to put some points up on the board.
0-2. Pitch count climbing for Shota. Penn's been quiet all day. The 0-2 outside.
Well, he's on his 5th day, so it's regular rest. He'll be on regular rest next time out as well. The thing about today, though, there's been very few, if any, high stress pitches.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that's 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to get him out of the game here today. He has been locked in. It's been really impressive to watch. It's basically that combination of elevated fastball and splitter generating a lot of swing and miss. Pirate hitters off balance, flailing at the splitter, and they're behind the heater. And there's a great example of it there. Bart fooled by that split finger pitch.
Tapped softly. JD, I believe in his career he has gone at the major league level over 100 pitches 4 times. 3 times in 2024 and once last year. I mean, my guess in Japan is he went over 100 pitches almost every time.
Yeah, that tends to be the case, right? They throw more pitches per start, but they pitch less frequently.
Swing and a miss. The 1-2 is lined to center. PCA. For more on Shota downstairs and T-Mac.
Well, to your point about Shota throwing over 100 pitches basically in every start he made in Japan, when he first came over here, that was what he talked about being an adjustment, was getting pulled earlier in games. And remember, we have talked about when he was in Japan, he had a wider arsenal, threw more pitches. When he came here, they said, throw your best stuff early in games. We want to attack hitters early. That was also an adjustment. So just the art of pitching in a way, was an adjustment for Shota, but that first season, man, what a year he had, and he's having another great performance here today.
Yeah, you know, you think about it, he had the lowest ERA in Major League history through the first 9 starts, 0.84. And I think Taylor sums it up well. It was a pretty impressive adjustment. They really, in Japan, worked more east-west. They felt like the profile of his fastball would work better up-down in that north-south way. He said, okay. They said they wanted him basically to pare it down to fastball splitter and the occasional breaking pitch. He normally threw 4 or 5 pitches over there. He said, okay. It's laced foul.
Well, this is vintage Imanaga here today. This is like that guy we saw in 2024 when he was an all-star. If you're wondering, his strikeout high for a game is 11. He got 11 A's back in 2024.
Yeah, they don't mess around. You ever seen the documentary on the Koshin high school baseball team in Japan?
I have not seen that.
It's on Netflix. It's wonderful. And number 100 is in there. Got him. Imanaga with the strikeout. He's punched out 9 through 6 shutout innings here today. Showtime at Wrigley.
Of the 6. Per Craig Counsell, one of the great stories of this season so far has been the starting pitching staff and how good they've pitched despite losing Cade Horton for the rest of the season. Matthew Boyd on the 15-day IL. You've had guys step up in big ways. Obviously, Javier Assad and Colin Ray did so in Tampa, and then Shota Imanaga here today. Now, just quick updates. Cade Horton expected to get surgery next week. We do not know the exact day yet, but
Catcher challenging. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Joey Bart with a challenge. It's a strike. Taylor, I'm sorry they interrupted you. Go ahead.
Just an update on Cade Horton. He will get surgery at some point next week. We don't know the exact date yet, but we will keep you posted through that. Matthew Boyd still tracking to return on the back end of his 15 days on the injured list, so they like the progress there. And then as for Justin Steele, just to give you an update because we haven't talked about him much to begin this season, he's down in Arizona going through the live BP of his rehab, so really pitching every 5th day as a starter would, and they're continuing monitoring him. But reminder, he is on the 60-day IL, so couldn't return until at least May 24th.
Fair ball down the line. Reynolds over to pick it up, and it'll hold Bregman to a single. So the Cubs get the leadoff man on base.
They've made a habit out of doing that today. They haven't been able to push anybody across home plate. Yeah, this is really well played by Reynolds, reminiscent of what we see Ian Happ do so often. Plays that Karen perfectly. He's got a strong arm. Alex Bregman drops anchor. Nice start for the Cubs and a real nice play for Reynolds out there and left.
Happ takes outside. I love watch Jim Wolf. Watch the style. Hey. Big brother of former big leaguer Randy Wolf, who was a teammate of Craig Counsell's. He was never allowed to ump the plate, though.
No, that would be
I want to say they let him do it one time in spring training, but I could be making that up. Remember, we are 80% accurate. Coop, put that in the Google machine. Did they let him do it in spring training one time? Randy pitched with Jim behind the plate. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is a National Siblings Day, by the way.
Is it?
I think so. I mean, I didn't know it existed until I read it somewhere earlier today.
Line drive, base hit out into right center field. Bregman's going to stop at second. Ian Happ with his second knock of the day. And he's on base safely 3 times.
I kind of regret returning that cone because Cubs got some traffic here. They got a little something going in the home 6th. Back-to-back knocks off Majinski. Chance to give Showdown Managa a lead here. Don't know. I'm assuming he will not be coming out for the 7th inning. Thielbar up in the pen.
There's Caleb Thielbar. And a pitch in for a strike to Seiya Suzuki. Well, do you want me to go get the cone?
No, we're good.
All right. Seiya has wrapped into a fielder's choice. First pitch that he has seen all year, and he grounded to third. He's also singled to right. And he chased right there. Suzuki is gone. And Majinski collects his second strikeout of the day.
Well, the base hit for Seiya last time came on a fastball up and away, so this time they stay breaking balls throughout to punch him out. Majinski's day is done.
They had Mason Montgomery up in the pen. We got a pitching change. It's brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Mason Montgomery will take over.
He's on for the 6th time, 4 2/3 innings. Inflated ERA, but it's such a small sample. You can't get too worked up about that. He's got a big arm. He's got a fastball. It averages right around 97, 98 miles an hour. We'll see what PCA has in mind here off this left-hander. Can't rule out a little drag bunt or push bunt, try to bunt for a knock. Seen him do that, what, 2-3 times already this year.
So 2 on 1 out. PCA 0 for 2. Montgomery. Fastball misses downstairs. Good heater at 98.
Curve and slider to go along with that good heater.
I think Bart was thinking about it. And he was thinking about it because just did get the bottom corner. The lefty at 2-0. I love that. Cross your fingers. Come on.
Left-handed hitters against Montgomery hitting just a .188 in his career.
2-1. That's in there.
So a bit of a challenge here for a left-handed hitter. See if PCA can get a little something done here. 2 strikes.
And now 2-2. That was 100. I mean, 20 years ago, a lefty that threw 100 was like an alien, and now we don't even bat an eye. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He goes 3-2 slider, and he gets Pico Armstrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, right? You got to gear up for 100 miles per hour, and he's able to locate the slider down there around the knees.
Carson Kelly here, a single and a walk. Check swing called strike.
So people might ask, well, why wouldn't you hit for PCA in that situation? Put a right-handed bat up there. Well, because you're in a scoreless game in the 6th inning, and you're not going to take out the best defensive center fielder in the game. Now, if you're in the bottom of the 8th, probably. Maybe.
the dirt. It's good to see Craig over there with some gum.
As opposed to the other option.
2-1. Fly ball foul down the right side. Well, Mason Montgomery trying to keep this a scoreless game, and Carson Kelly hoping to deliver the Cubs with a lead. Job.
Good arms in the outfield for the Pirates, especially Cruz in center. Cook, the right fielder, has shortened up.
Ball 4, and now they're loaded up, and it'll fall to Moises Ballesteros.
It's going to be It's going to be Matt Shaw.
So Shaw will hit here.
Bill Murphy, the pitching coach, out with the Matt Shaw scouting reports. If you're Matt Shaw in this situation, you got to be ready to go early. This guy with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yep.
It'd be a good idea to, first good one you see, take a whack at it just to try to get a sense of, even if you don't get it, foul it off. You just get it timed up a little bit.
In the early going this season, Matt Shaw, he's been letting the ball travel more. He's a little deeper in the box, and the intercept point is back. So with this guy throwing, I guess my thought would be hit it hard somewhere to the right of second base. Bregman, Happ, Kelly on the bases, and that's in there for a strike.
A very small sample, but as a pinch hitter in his career, 3 for 6 with a couple of long balls.
All loaded up, 2 down, no score. The 0-1.
We've seen Montgomery spike a couple of pitches, so we'll see what they try to do on 0-2. A lot of times in this situation, you're going to try to throw that chase breaking ball down in the dirt.
Off the outside edge and challenged by Bart.
Catcher is challenging the ball call.
And you could tell Bart might regret that. And he will.
Post confirmed. Pirates have one more challenge.
You still have one challenge remaining, and if you're Bart and you think there's a chance, right, that ends the inning with the bases loaded. So when you talk about the leverage situation dictating how aggressive you are with that challenge, it certainly made sense.
And Shaw gets a piece. Bregman is the runner at third, Happ the runner at second, Kelly is the runner at first. And he blew him away with a fastball at 100 miles an hour. Cubs load him up but fail to score. Better results. Well, we go Top 7, and here at Wrigley there is no score. And Caleb Thielbar is on. He'll face Ryan O'Hearn and deliver a strike.
Well, so far so good for Caleb Thielbar this year. He's on for the 5th time. He's not allowed to run. He hasn't allowed a hit yet. 13 batters faced. Got a tough act to follow, as good as Shota was here today. Slider must have been just a hair low. You got the lefty O'Hearn to start, then a switch hitter Reynolds, and then Ozuna.
That one ripped. Fair ball down the line. It kicks off the sidewall. Suzuki up with it, and a hold O'Hearn to a single. First hit of the day for the Pirates.
Yeah, O'Hearn though has had good swings all day. He had 2 real good swings against Shota. Hit the ball hard. This time you find some green grass out there, just shy of curling foul. Head right on it. That little jut out of the wall saves extra bases. That rolls into the corner. It's 2, maybe 3.
That's drilled left field, back and gone. Ryan Reynolds, a 2-run homer, and just like that, the Pirates lead it 2-0. They have been shut out into the 7th, and now 2 hits and 2 runs, and they're on top.
Home run number 3 for the veteran Brian Reynolds this year. It's a breaking ball that just stays up above the belt. They had no answers for Imanaga, but they jump on Caleb here. Single, solid single, and then home run.
Cubs, if you missed it, placed Phil Maton on the IL with a knee injury. Ethan Roberts recalled.
Maton's got a little bit of an issue going with the knee. Good fastball at the knees that time from Thielbar. So Maton to the IL. Roberts to the bullpen where he's currently warming up.
Out into right center, PCA. What a catch. He covers all the ground out there.
Sure, Ozuna has really struggled this year. Thought, well, there's a knock, maybe 2. And then PCA just, no, not on my watch, my friend. Go back into hibernation, Big Bear.
One down, and now it's Nick Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he's lined out hard to third. Fouled into the mid of Kelly, and it's 0-2. With that heater. Thielbar at 39 years old, and his four-seam fastball is actually up a smidge in terms of the velocity.
Yeah, had one of the best years of his career last year.
Outside corner.
Gonzalez challenged. Now he's trying to recant his challenge.
Batter is coming in the strike hole.
That's just interesting.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, but he did. He's right.
The call is overturned. The players have one more challenge.
That's really funny. Challenged it. He regretted the challenge. Tried to recant the challenge. Was denied. Watch, he'll go. You're out. And then he goes to the helmet and he's out. Never mind. And Ortiz says, "Too late, man."
Popped up Bush, long run, and that'll land in foul ground. So what about it, JD? If you think about it, should there be take-backsies for the challenge?
That'll be the new rule. You get 2 challenges and 1 take back. He didn't actually touch his helmet. That's probably what he's saying. I didn't touch the helmet.
So 1-2 on Gonzalez. Pirates lead at 2-0 on the Reynolds homer. Didn't go, says Alex McKay.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for guys to make the adjustment. The timing of all this, they have so little time to actually challenge.
You got a lot of stuff in your head too, right?
Yeah. In his mind, it's a ball, so he starts to challenge and he says, well, maybe I should just eat it and, you know, save a challenge, and because there's nobody on base.
Yep. Gonzalez waits. 2-2. Fly ball left field, half backing up onto the track, and he's got it.
Caleb using every bit of the ballpark right there.
And now it's O'Neill Cruz. Cruz in this one, a walk and a strikeout looking. The season off to a good start, and as JD noted early in the game, he has hit lefties this year.
It's interesting when you think about his skill set. This kid Griffin that they just called up, who was baseball's top prospect, and Paul Skeens. If you were to have a draft of all current major league players just based on their skills, Pirates probably have 3 guys going in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean,
right? I mean,
tools. I get
tools.
you.
Just yeah.
Up the middle and a base hit. And that one at 107.1 for O'Neill Cruz.
And I think he got jammed a little bit. I don't think he barreled that one up. After making very little hard contact all afternoon, they've made a lot of solid contact off Caleb here.
We got a pitching change, and it's brought to you by Lakeside Bank
Store at Gallagher Way. Everybody can use a new cap for a new season.
Love Ivy Shop. Here's Ethan Roberts. See the numbers for him last year. Limited, just 10 appearances, 9 innings. This year, he's appeared in 1 game and gone 2/3 of an inning. He's not allowed to run.
Ethan, excuse me, has averaged about an inning per flight in his career. All the ups and downs between AAA and the big leagues.
So Cruz at first, 2 down. The big swing in the inning. Brian Reynolds, a 2-run homer following the O'Hearn single. Their first 2 hits of the day. Runner takes off, throw to second, tag. Is he saying he blocked the base?
Nico said, I'm trying to catch the ball. So let's first see whether he's out or safe on the play initially.
Out. Didn't you get him on the elbow there?
It looked like he might brush the arm on the way by, but Alan Porter immediately signaled that Nico had impeded his ability to get to the base. I don't know. He might have missed him with that initial swipe anyway. Yeah, no, he got him. He got him on the back of the elbow. Yeah.
So what's he? I
He's
don't understand.
he's saying interference. He's saying he blocked the base. I mean, he had a clear lane to the base. I mean, yes, his foot's, his leg is down. Yeah, that's a little wonky there. I'm not sure I buy that.
I don't. Yeah. So the official calls obstruction.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm going to say I don't agree with that. My guess is that because the inner third of the base wasn't fully. I mean, he's just trying to catch the ball. Didn't. Line and caught at short by Dansby Swanson. So no matter. But what does matter is the Pirates have gotten on the board and they have the lead. It's time for our 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Chicago Blues Hall of Fame artist Wayne Baker Brooks.
Are you ready? Well, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back for his room for the party. If they don't win, it's a shame. For 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Back. And Isaac Mattson will take over on the hill. They have a new first baseman. It'll be Jake Mangum. As Dansby taps one foul.
Well, Mattson's been busy this year, on for the 8th time already. 6 2/3, a 2.70 ERA. Last year, 44 appearances, 47 2/3 innings, and a 2.45 ERA.
So he's pitched in 8 of their 13 games. That's a lot.
League leader in appearances, what, typically in the 70s annually? Sometimes a guy will pitch 80 times.
3-2 down to Dansby Swanson. It was not Mangum at first, it's O'Hearn. Liner caught as Griffin was able to grab it. Let's play on the backhand. So we've already a couple of times today seen the skills that this kid has. That was scorched.
Dansby's made a lot of hard contact here in the first couple weeks of the season without a whole lot to show for it.
So 1 down. And 2-0 on Nico's been taking his walks. His walk rate about 15%. That is way above his career number. Horner has singled, popped out, and grounded out. Cubs trail it 2-0. We're in the 7th. Ball 4.
Not even close. Fans in Illinois can purchase Cubs Charities 50/50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador here at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning. It's raffle season, everybody.
I love the raffle season. Bush lifts that in the air. Shallow left field. Griffin makes the call and the catch.
Yeah, it's fortuitous that the raffle season coincides with the baseball season.
Right?
Yeah. Mountain ball too. Mountain ball's in season now.
Yeah. JD, I have a note for you.
Yes.
Nico Horner's 9th walk last year. It came on May 17th.
Yeah. Wow. He's obviously seeing the ball really well. I mean, this was kind of an easy walk because Matson wasn't particularly close, but he's tracking the ball really well. He's hitting it hard. He's off to a great start.
In the air, right field, caught, and that's that. Cubs leave a man. We'll head to the 8th. Hitless innings, 9 strikeouts, just a single walk. Majinski 5 1/3, no runs. Ryan Reynolds a 2-run homer. That's it. Game summary presented by Wintrust. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Riley Martin up and loosening in the bullpen. Balls and a strike. Bart back in. back.
And a 3-1 cutter out over the plate and up. Just couldn't quite square it up. Ethan likes that sweeper. Cutter's kind of the get over pitch for him. Doesn't throw it straight very often. Everything has a little movement.
3-2 inside, and he hit him. So Bart will take his base.
And he's had a couple of those cutters back up on him, just maybe flying open a little bit, that front shoulder leaking a little bit. Almost looked like a two-seam fastball the way it ran.
For Billy Cook, they're playing "Hey, good looking, what you got cooking?"
Little Hank Williams, senior.
Cook in this one struck out and lined out. He's got a man at first and nobody out. We're in the 8th, 2-0 Pirates. Roberts ready and kick steals. Down the right field line, and one hits the ledge and then kicks back onto the field of play. Say a sliding.
Yeah, on that left knee, that was the injured knee. He's just adjusting the brace there. I don't think it was an issue. It's a game of adjustments.
Yeah, it is. Roberts 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And Cook is gone.
It's another one of those backup cutters. I don't know if that's by design or not, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, he basically uses his cutter. That's his fastball. Nick York now, man at first, one down. On the ground, could be two. Horner swung. Roberts gets the double play. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Pirates with the lead.
4-6-3 to end the top half of the inning, and this double play is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. Roberts likes it. Nope, he's running out of time. Got to get a little something going with the bats.
New pitcher on Giovanni Soto. And Ian Happ will turn around and hit right-handed.
Soto on for the 8th time, 7 1/3 innings and a 1.23 ERA.
I just dropped Giovanni Soto on him.
Yeah, you did.
It's a tribute to our guy. Rookie of the year on the mind. Remember Mario Soto? He had a really good changeup.
He could pitch. He threw hard. Had probably the best changeup in the game back in the day.
But this is Gregory.
This is Gregory. He can sink it. He can rush it up there at 98 with sink and get you a ground ball. Been around a while now. A couple all-star teams a while back.
That's tough. And York handles the chance, one away.
Last year, Soto split time between the Orioles and the Mets. Came up with Detroit back in 2019. Had a pitch. In terms of traffic, the Cubs have had a good bit more than the Pirates. They just have not been able to cash it in.
He laid off, say a single in 3 trips. Good to have him back. The lineup lengthens this lineup out. Makes it more potent. Here today, they have been held down.
All right, come on.
Left the bases loaded twice today.
Two and two. Suzuki in the final year of that $85 million deal he signed. Plus the posting $15 million, so they paid about $100 total. JD, you go since he debuted in the league in 2022. He's 31st in weighted runs created plus and 30th in WOBA. So he's been, I mean, it's been a pretty darn good sign.
Yeah, I agree. A good, solid run producer.
Takes the walk there, and he's changed as he's been over here. He's not hit the ball on the ground as much. He's gotten more aggressive, more look to pull in the air. PCA takes a strike. Pete today 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play. He's flied to right, and he is struck out swinging. York in on the grass at third. Yeah. It's foul. Off to a sluggish start. On the ground to short. Griffin will take it himself. Low throw, kicks away from O'Hearn. And with PCA running, Griffin knew he had to get rid of it in a hurry. And he's a big kid, just coming across the base. It's a bigger body.
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete. He really runs well. They would have had him had O'Hearn been able to pick it. It would have been the second time today PCA bounced into a double play. Some of what he'd done just once all last year. He's never bounced into 2 in the same game.
First one to Kelly misses. So Gregory Soto falls behind.
But that speed impacts the play, keeps the inning alive, and maybe Carson Kelly can take advantage. If you were ever going to come out of your shoes, down 2 in the 8th with man aboard, 2-0, This would be a good time if he challenges him.
Nope. So now 3-0.
Absolutely green lighting him here if he wants it.
Matt Shaw, the on deck circle. He pinch hit for Ballesteros in the 6th.
Didn't have to be.
Strike,
did it?
yeah.
Would have been a good hat tap right there, Boop.
Go back, yeah.
That's a pretty good pitch here. 3-1 breaking ball.
No doubt. Popped up, foul. Here's the 3-0. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, one of the things Craig Counsell says is obviously he thought it was a strike.
Yeah, and he's grinding in this at bat. He's trying to focus on the pitcher.
Yep. Ball 4. So some more traffic. Matt Shaw announced. Kingery running at first.
Dennis Santana has been warming in the Pirate bullpen. He hasn't been up for long.
There he is.
That pinch hit for Ballesteros with the bases loaded in the 6th. He struck out, got beat by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Montgomery.
First one is Shaw, and that's in the dirt. Stopped nicely by Bart. DCA at second, Kingery at first. And there's a strike. Fly ball right field. Cook coming on. Shaw retired, and the Cubs lead 2.
Suzuki sliding into the right field wall. Here is a look at that. And then after touching his knee, which again is his first day off the IL due to that knee injury, but then he came to the dugout, and you guys were 100% accurate on that one. He was just adjusting his brace on that left knee.
Love every once in a while when we're 100% accurate. James.
Yeah, that's helps bring our average up to 80.
Riley Martin. And a fastball in there for a strike to O'Hearn.
It's a moment for Riley Martin. Second big league appearance, first time here at Wrigley Field. last year, put up outstanding numbers at AAA Iowa. Called up on Sunday, made his big league debut in game 1 of the series against the Rays the other day. Scoreless inning.
New catcher Miguel Amaya. Ryan O'Hearn has had some good swings here today. Has the one hit to show for it. He had the knock in front of Brian Reynolds. In fact, the pitch before. Back-to-back pitches. O'Hearn singled, Reynolds homered. They hadn't had a hit all day.
Hadn't really sniffed a hit all day up until then.
High fly ball left field for Happ.
Hey, let's take a look back at the debut for Riley Martin. Back on Monday against the Rays. First pitch strike. Let's save that ball. Let's throw that one out. Nice little souvenir. And then inning-ending double play. See, he's a smart pitcher. Let him hit it to Nico. Let those guys in the middle do their thing. And then there's another one for the trophy case. For the guy who almost quit baseball to go to pharmacy school, finds himself in the big leagues.
Yeah, I think, was he enrolled at, was it SIU Edwardsville?
I'm not sure where he was going to pursue that degree. He pitched at Quincy.
Yeah, D2
College.
But once they said you got an extra year because of COVID, said, well, I'm coming back. Here's Swanson. Relax. Goes out. Reynolds, 2 away.
Time for our infinity cutting edge moment. And we're talking starting pitching for the Cubs over the last 12 ball games. Can't do much better than that, folks. A 1.74 ERA, 55 punch-outs in 62 innings. Opposing batters hitting just 141 against the Cubs starters. Experience their luxury SUVs today. Infinity cutting edge.
Yeah, he was accepted into the SIU Edwardsville School of Pharmacy. He was 2 weeks away from starting. And then the Cubs drafted him in the 6th round. So I got my story wrong. He wasn't going to pharmacy school until he was done. But regardless, 6th round pick got $1,000.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? It's because he had no leverage.
No leverage, yeah. And a strikeout there. Martin able to get Ozuna last
I can win. If you're looking for a silver lining, it's the performance of Imanaga here in the early going.
All right, so the Cubs with 11 strikeouts to help AbbVie's Striking Out Cancer Initiative. AbbVie, people, passion, possibilities.
So if they're going to mount a comeback, it's going to have to come against the Pirates closer. It's Dennis Santana. He's pitched 6 times, hasn't allowed anything yet. Didn't quite have the giddy up on his heater that he once did. Early in his career, was heavy sinker, slider, a lot of ground balls.
Dansby 0 for 2 with a walk as he climbs back in and waits for an 0-1. Santana likes his slider. That was it.
Yeah, good one there too. A little teaser right off the edge. Good take by Dansby. With 2 strikes, that's a tough pitch to lay off.
2-0 Pirates, bottom of the 9th. Nobody on, nobody out. Cubs need some traffic, JD.
Hey, the cone is back.
Swing and a miss. Santana gets Swanson. That one was a bit of a hanger, actually.
Yeah, one of those sliders that back up on a little high cement mixer. A lot of times that's exactly what you get, though, is a swing through. Just the 5th time the Cubs have struck out here today, so the ball's been in play a lot.
One out, bases clear. Nico a single and a walk. Tomorrow it's Braxton Ashcraft and Edward Cabrera. There he is. Big Nasty. Is that what you call him?
Well, big nasty, big smooth, you know, just big whatever.
Popped up. And there's 2 away as Horner is retired. The Cubs down to their final out.
Cubs in jeopardy of being shut out here at Wrigley for the 2nd time this year. It only happened once all of last season.
Michael Busch 0 for 4. Check swing, and he went, says Jim Wolf. What'd you think?
Well, let's take another look. Yeah, probably.
Probably so. Jim Wolf, one of the best check swing umpires.
Santana's ready to pitch, and Bart's still pushing buttons.
Two and two. Busch waits. 2 outs. Bases clear. Struck him out. Busch is gone. Bart puts the tag on him. And the Pirates take the opener of this 3-game series.
Opportunities missed earlier in the ball game. The Cubs left the bases loaded a couple of times. One big swing of the bat for the Pirates proved to be the difference in this ball game. But again, the silver lining performance by Imanaga, not just today, but so far 3 starts into this season. The velo is up. He looks a lot better than we saw certainly towards the end of last year. So hopefully that will continue for Imanaga. They just need to get the bats rolling a little bit more consistently.
Yeah, no question. Shota looked excellent. The Cubs had more than their share of opportunities. Only 6 hits, but they walked 7 times, but they could not score. For Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, the Pirates